Welcome back to the third video in the pivoting camera mount tutorial. In the second video, we generated a pair of interlocking discs using a couple of quick sketches in order to prototype an idea. We're going to expand on that idea by making sure that the teeth in those two discs are symmetrical. And we're going to do that by using some construction planes to make some angled teeth. We're going to continue using the sketch that we had used before, so a 3.5mm radius center hole and a 10mm radius outer diameter. We're going to hide this sketch because we don't need it right at the moment, but it's going to help us later on to sort of visualize how things are going. We're going to jump into the right side view, and from there we're going to start making the basis for these angled teeth. And the way that we're going to do that is by really quickly drawing a rectangle that's 3mm by 10mm, and we're going to angle the top and the bottom of the tooth, or rather the peak of the tooth and the valley of the tooth, and we're going to angle them by using this rectangle here. So we're going to draw these two lines, and this is the basis of the tooth that we plan on making. At this point, we're going to leave this line where it is, and we're going to actually rotate this top line out of plane so that it is essentially the peak of the two teeth on either side of the valley. And we're going to do that by going to our transform tool. We're going to click move, scale, rotate. We're going to click copy, and we're going to move our transform handles down to the origin, and we're going to rotate this line 10 degrees out of plane. And we're going to copy it again and go -10 in the other direction. So now we have the basis of the peaks and valleys of one tooth. And from there, I'm going to add a couple of construction planes. So I'm going to click on the through 3 points. I'm going to select 2 on one line here, and I'm going to add another one down here. And what that gives us is one angled side of one of the teeth. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to click construction plane. We're going to go through 3 points. We're going to click on this line twice and this line once. Doesn't really matter where the points are because 3 points define a plane. And so now we have the basis for a tooth. So we're going to click done here. And we're going to now hide a bunch of sketches because we don't need them. So we're going to hide these sketches here, and we're going to turn on our base sketch again. From there, we're actually going to need to make a solid shape that we're going to cut using the construction planes that we have. So I'm going to make a 4mm donut here, and I'm going to now sketch on each one of these planes and essentially use that sketch to delete the areas of this donut that I don't need in order to make one tooth. So I'm going to select a sketch plane, I'm going to double click on it with my finger, and now my sketch plane is with my construction plane here. I'm going to just zoom out, and I'm going to draw a big circle and essentially use this to cut everything out of the donut that I don't need. So I'm going to select this sketch, and I'm just going to extrude this away. I'm going to subtract that shape, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to select the sketch plane with my pen. I'm going to double tap it in order to change where my sketch plane is with that construction plane. And now I'm going to hide this circle because I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to just draw another big circle here that matches up with my other construction plane. So I'm going to just move this so that it completely covers my entire object. And I'm just going to subtract the rest of this donut away. At this point, I have this extra piece, which I can delete, and I have this tooth. So this one tooth here is now made in such a way that if I flipped it over and mated it with itself, it would match up. So at this point, I'm going to array this tooth around. I'm going to click my move rotate. I'm going to double click on the part itself to select it. And now I'm going to turn on copy and I'm going to rotate this around. So I want this to be a 20-degree tooth. I'm going to rotate it 3 times. And since there are 18 teeth, I can split this up into 3 sixes. So I have 3 teeth here. I'm going to also select these 3 teeth here, and now I'm just going to rotate this around and do increments of 60. 120, 180, 240, and 360, or 300. And now I have 360 degrees of teeth. All of them are evenly placed, and they make a symmetrical disc. So I'm going to click Done. I'm now going to add all of these together by doing a union. I'm just going to really quickly go around and select all of these shapes. Like that, click Done, and now I have a single solid shape. From here, I can prove that this is symmetrical by transforming it once again. I'm going to do move rotate. I'm going to select through the center of this circle here, or the origin. Which is being confused by this particular plane here. So I'm going to double click on my spin cube, and my construction plane is back to normal. And I'm going to copy this shape. I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, like so. And I'm also going to rotate it 10 degrees this way. And I'm going to turn my copy off, and I'm just going to drop this down. And you can see that these teeth actually mesh very nicely together, both inside and outside the disc. So at this point, we're going to jump into the next video where we start using this particular set of teeth in order to start working on our assembly. At this point, we're going to import our aluminum extrusion, and we're going to then use these particular teeth in order to build an assembly. In the next video, we're going to import a piece of aluminum extrusion, and then we're going to use these sets of teeth in order to